What's the gossip?
Gossip in the Grove.
What's the gossip?
Gossip in the Grove.
What's the gossip?
Welcome to Gossip in the Grove podcast.
Hello and welcome to Gossip in the Grove. I'm your host, Traci Cunningham.
And I'm your co-host, Scarlett Mayfield.
And today we have a very special guest, Margaret Prim with the Alhambra Theater in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Welcome!
So I know this is. Thank you so much for being one of our special guests.
I'm
and
thrilled to be here.
Yeah, you're going to tell us all about the Alhambra.
I'm going to tell you about the Alhambra, the
Yes.
Pennyroyal Arts
Yes,
Council, which
yes,
is what
yes,
I
yes.
run, and then we manage. We're the stewards of the theater.
Yeah, so
yeah,
talk to us.
it's my favorite subject.
I know. We're excited.
Thanks.
So the people who don't know, we're going to educate them today.
Great.
Yes, we're going to educate them
Well,
what they don't know.
The Alhambra Theater has been in downtown Hopkinsville for almost 100 years. So she was built in 1928, and we're getting ready to have a couple of big milestones. So the theater will be, in 2028 will be 100, and the Arts Council in 2027 will be 50. So,
Oh my goodness.
For the entire time of the Arts Council's existence, we've been the stewards of the theater. And the theater opened as a silent movie house in 1928, and was a really popular performer. Roy Rogers performed on stage there.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Trigger was on stage.
Yeah, Trigger. Yeah.
So lots of stuff
Right.
happened. Silent films. I mean, lots of stuff happened in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. In the late 60s, a movie theater took over the management of the Alhambra Theater. The theater's always been owned by the county. That building has been owned by the county. And so,
Even though it's in the city, it's been owned by the county.
well, it is, but there's several county buildings
yeah.
within the city
Yeah,
limits.
yeah.
So anyway, that's how that rolls. And I guess it was a time, when theaters were all downtown, and lots of small downtowns had movie theaters, and we were especially lucky. This theater was named after the Granada Palace or the Alhambra Palace in Granada, Spain, and that was where Queen Isabella gave Christopher Columbus the money to sail the New World and find the New World. So that's kind of neat, and it's
That
very.
is
I
very
like looking at the
neat.
history.
Yeah.
I know. So if you
That's
notice
so
the inside,
cool.
inside of the theater, it looks kind of Spanish, and then our fire curtain kind of
Okay.
depicts the story, and that's Christopher Columbus, and there's the Alhambra Palace, and you can't see it when you're listening to us, but it's a beautiful facade inside that has palm trees, so it does look very Spanish and very Moorish. I got to visit Spain a few years ago and see the
Oh, nice.
real one. It was very emotional.
Nice.
So anyway, kind of those were some of the early beginnings of the theater. As a lot of things that happened in the late 60s and 70s, like suburbs were being built and movie theaters were moving out. Like they built a mall here in Hopkinsville. So the movie theater moved to the mall. So that left that facility empty. So that was a real crucial time, another real crucial time in the theater's history of almost not making it. And that's happened a couple times in 100 years, A lot of old theaters like we are lucky enough to have in our area have not made it. And
I'm impressed that it's made it this far. 100 years.
I
I
know.
had no idea.
And it's beautiful. It is really beautiful inside.
Thank
It
you. We've
really
done a lot
is.
of work when we didn't almost make it in the late 70s, 80s. That's when the Arts Council, through the on the shoulders of a whole bunch of mainly really hardworking women who got in there, and the county said, sure, we'll let you all use it if you clean it up, and it was needed a lot of stuff.
Right,
So they got some new chairs at that time, and about 2008 some bathrooms got fixed, and then kind of got run down again. I started on about 14 years ago, and it was pretty bad, and it was
So
kind
you've
of
been there 14 years.
yeah, it was kind of on the cusp of, is it going to make it? Is it not going to make it? So we made it.
Good.
We're making
yes.
it.
Yes.
But
and
it's
I
a
hear
big-
you're
it's
doing
a-
lots of good things, and people are excited.
They are, and it's a big.
You've done so much
well,
already.
we've had a very, very supportive journey and community along the way to kind of help us get, the theater cleaned back up. And we renovated and had a major renovation 2017, 2018. And we're going full guns. And then the pandemic hit, right?
Oh, I know.
And that was pretty crazy.
That was like...
So we retooled really quickly and knew we had to go back to work and figure out what we were going to do. And we did. We did a lot of things to go. You could take, kits and crafts. And we got somebody to donate Wilson Sis with Sis Automo donated a nice system, recording system, so we could live stream some things so people could get it in their homes. And there were some artists willing to do that. We figured out we seat 650 people. We could have 167 people at a time in there during our restrictions. So we figured out how to work with a lot of our artists to do 2 shows a night. Right. So anything we could do to try to, help. We got very involved on a national level. We didn't, the theaters and this type of entertainment really didn't have any lobbying arms. So we created a NEVA, or National Independent Venue Association, which helped in turn go lobby for some relief funds.
Nice.
And
now, did I see that you're going to be another upgrade for the Alhambra?
Well, unfortunately, the county put us in as a legislative priority, and we didn't.
Oh, you didn't.
Yeah, we didn't get the money. So.
But I mean, it's still beautiful, and
it's
still,
beautiful,
it's
and
not,
we'll have to figure it out and keep it running and all that. The county's a great partner with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's just lots of things we've technologically on the technical side we have to keep up with, and there's things like we have 100-year-old pipes, on the theater in some places that we have to fix because they're really thin, and some some things like that. So it's a big facility now, and we're a small staff. There's only 5 of us.
I was going to ask how many on the staffing and stuff.
So one of the things we're getting ready to do with the kind of a really strategic plan that we've been working with some folks, some consultants for years, really trying to kind of get our heads around how we're going to make this sustainable and for the next 50 years. And so we're working really hard to do that. And
so I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it haunted?
No, I don't think so. Possibly, a little bit, in a good way.
I was like, okay, so 100 years old,
Yeah.
Hopkinsville.
I haven't
Is it haunted?
There's some haunted stuff in Hopkinsville. But I feel our tech guy, Butch Hardison, who was the tech guy for probably 24 years, and he was there when I started, and he died really right before the renovations were revealed. So we see Butch all the time, walking across the stage or up in the rafters, or he was a big cigarette smoker. So we're like, that's got to be Butch. So,
But it's just good spirit. It's not like
it's just always totally good spirits. I feel totally safe in the theater. Now the dressing rooms, when I first started, it was like, when it rained outside, it rained down there. So they were always a little creepy. We have upgraded and done a lot with that now. So, but that used to be scary, but it's not anymore.
Yeah, well, there you go. So what type of shows and events can the audience expect throughout the year and everything?
I think it's a lot of people just don't realize it. We do about 200 events a year, right?
Is this every weekend? Like 2 events every week, or
we generally have something that every week. Now we do a lot of different things. We have in March is one of our busiest months, and we had over 10,000 people in the theater that month. But
wow,
so that's a lot. So we do a live series, and that's been kind of a season ticket holder series that has been going on for about over 40 years. And that's generally 6 shows. They're kind of bigger name shows and that kind of thing.
Okay.
And so we do that generally through September through May.
Okay.
And so we're in the process of that, that now we've done 4. We've got 2 left this season. They're really, really fun shows. A few years ago, by mistake, we created a jazz series.
By mistake?
By mistake. We had a great band that did some educational programming, and all right, let me just say, educational programming is huge for us. We see about 15,000 kids in the schools. We take things out to the schools, and we do things For instance, we go to the Boys and Girls Club and do things a lot, programming. We do
Nice.
Shakespeare in the Park outside. We do free movies in the summer. So, but during the school year, we program and bring next. I think it's next Thursday. We'll have 2 shows of the Magic School Bus, and we'll have 1,200 kids in theater. So. There, so we do a lot of that kind of stuff, and that goes through your school year, right? And then the summer for kids, we do camps, visual arts camps, mural art camps, and then Missoula and Missoula
Yeah,
Children's
because my,
Theater.
my granddaughter would go to the Y,
Yeah.
and then at times
Yeah,
she would
we'll
go
go-
to
yeah,
the
go to the movie.
Yeah, go to the
Missoula
movies at the-
Children's
yeah.
Theater has been coming. We do 2 shows with them a year, one during the school year, one during the summer. And that's a wonderful theater group out of Missoula, Montana that's been in existence since the 60s. And they send groups of actors by 2 out in a little red truck with all the costumes, all the props, and all of that. And in a week, you learn how to do a show. You cast it, do a show. So it's a great intro to acting and theater and behind the scenes and all of that. So the Jazz on Stage was an educational show that we had, and it was wonderful. My educational director and I at the time thought we're going to try to let's see if we can put it in the big series and play to the big audience. Well, 650 seats is a lot of seats to fill. And the day of the show, or right before, we'd only sold about 50 tickets. So I was like, "Ooh, what are we going to do?" So I called my tech guys, we love tech guys, and said, "Can I turn the stage into a jazz club?" And he said, "Sure, Margaret," as he often, laughs and goes, "Another great idea." But we did that. So we turned the stage into a jazz club, put a bar on the stage, set up 2 tops, high tops, low tops. The band was on the stage and a couple of extra seats. And we did 2 shows. So we figured we'd do for an hour each, a 6 o'clock show and an 8 o'clock show. And it's really one of the coolest things that we do. And so people loved it because it's so intimate.
Yeah.
And it, you're just on the stage with the musicians, and it's not a big long show. We have wonderful.
So the customers get on the stage?
On the stage.
Not out.
You're coming in on the
So
stage.
if there's 50 people, you
60 people max.
can go on the stage.
With the music.
is just
It's very cool.
That is
and in
very
fact, we're doing
cool.
one of our bigger, we are putting it in the live series. So we've got a Sade show, evening of Sade, April 18th, that we're selling really, really well. Now, 90s music is selling really well.
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
and I
and it
love
was
me
just
some
in
90s music.
another popular, Netflix or, a show. But anyway, so that's really cool. So that is not only, so that's been one of our neatest series that we've started, and we'll be in our 4th year next year for
My
doing that. And
goodness.
it's brought a lot of people from Clarksville, from Fort Campbell,
Yep.
from Katie's, from around that,
Yeah, yeah.
it's a different experience.
Yeah.
And it's also, these folks have also become, patrons of another series because they've seen how cool it is. So the Jazz on Stage is a lot of fun.
That
we do.
that is really, really cool.
Yeah, and then we have a huge relationship with our community theater group, Campanile Productions. They're wonderful. They do 2 or 3 shows. They do summer camps and then do 2 shows independently and 1 in partnership with us during the Christmas holidays. And then we do dance recitals and a lot of those, and we've got wonderful dance and.
So do you put them all on?
So a lot of the studios will rent the theater and they do their
So it's
the recitals.
It's a rental too, right?
It's a rental.
Right, yeah.
Yes. And then we partner with Brooke Bailey Dance Addiction, and we put on the Nutcracker every year.
Oh,
and
nice.
we had
Nice.
92 young kids in it last year, so that was really great. And we show movies. We show free movies, and that's kind of one of the things that has really brought that the movies back to the theater to make it affordable. So
Right. And it's
we
the
have
older.
to.
It's the older movies, correct? It's not the like
No,
the new
not
movies
anymore.
that come out.
We did that when we first got the theater ready in 2017 when I first started and got a projector. And it was classics. We went through the first 100 classics pretty quickly. Now we're doing summer movies. We'll do pretty current movies for kids, for little kids, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
And then at night, some really sometimes they're, some more, like next Halloween, we're going to show Sinners. And we're going to show, so, I know, right?
That's such a good movie.
So we've got some kind of neat movies we're going to show.
So
But they're
New
not
release-
they're not new releases.
They're not new. Okay, that's what that was. I was gonna. So, how do you decide which performers? Like when you
Wow.
do that, how do you decide which performers comes to Alhambra?
So I go to, I'm involved with a lot of presenters consortiums. I belong to the North Carolina group, which very active, the Tennessee group, which is pretty active in Kentucky. So those three kind of regional groups. And then we go to booking conferences. There's one I go to every year in Durham, North Carolina. And then,
How come we didn't know about that?
Yeah.
Booking,
Booking like for
like artists and
actresses?
performances.
I'm booking for artists.
Would this be for singers too, or is this mostly just like actresses and that
It's,
kind of
it's for shows, yeah. It's for singers and educational, and it's a lot of your it's not your giant shows. I mean, your big shows. You're doing that mainly through bigger agents. You know, we're not as big. You know, we're not. It depends on what it depends
Because
on
you've
what you're
had
booking.
Winona.
But I have had Winona.
So did you go through them to get Winona, or
Well,
did you go
I-
through William Moore? Or
I went through William Morris because I mean, you also have to develop relationships with the big guys. But
Yeah,
we're
that's what we
you know,
do.
and
Yeah.
and that's what you do.
Yeah.
You guys are bigger. We're not as big. But it is all relationship. It's all about
It
relationships.
is all about relationships.
And so, I mean, early on, I thought, I'm going to go to Nashville and just so I get to know these folks. So, there are a lot of people in my industry that there's a real neat guy out of Louisville that will work with the William Morris per se, and
Got you.
and say, okay, if I can get you 15 dates for Winona, and then he'll put a smaller tour together, and we do some.
Yeah, because
things
you've
like
had
that.
some bigger names.
Yeah, no,
there.
we-
which has
yeah.
been great.
One of the most fun guys we had there was Billy Bob Thornton, and oh my gosh, y'all,
Really?
nicest guy ever. Call him Bud.
Yeah.
Aw.
He was kind to everybody. He hid guitar picks around the green room and around the building, and he was
That's
just.
so
Oh, that
was
is
the
so
ni- he was
fun.
the
So I would have to
nicest
say that was probably your favorite.
Well, he's one of them. My favorite. I don't even know how I could decide that. I like so many different genres of music, and I've had some of my favorite songwriters there. And I'm kind of a '70s gal, so I like that old sad music.
So do I. I mean, I'm
That's
with
what
you.
I grew up.
You like
I'm
what
with
you
ya.
like.
You like
I'm a
what you
Crosby,
like.
Stills, Nash and Young, and Bonnie Raitt.
Yeah,
and,
there you go.
So that's kind of my music. We are doing a Laurel Canyon big review to start off the year next year. Since the Arts Council's turning 50, we're going to harken back to
So
the
the
70s
Arts
a little.
Council partners with the Alhambra, or
So
is it,
we run that. We're
you
the
run them
stewards.
both, right?
Yes, I run them
Yes.
both. So the Arts Council.
So tell us
is
a little
the-
bit about the Arts Council.
So the Arts Council, it's the Pennyroyal Arts Council. It was formed in 1977.
Okay.
It kind of came from a community concert group and really kind of came into fruition to try to manage the, try to bring arts out, in a bigger way to the community and really add the educational piece to it, and then to be the stewards of the Alhambra. And so the agreement is, we rent it for a year, $1 for a year, but we have to do everything. So it's for the Alhambra, we pay the utility. I mean, we pay to keep the Alhambra up, which costs about $100,000 a year on.
Oh yeah, I
everything.
got you,
So,
girl.
I mean,
I
it's
can
a big
yeah,
venue,
it is, yeah.
and so we're just trying to figure out how to make, all of that work and all that work in a sustainable way. The arts and what we do, we're never intended to, cash flow just on what they did alone.
Right.
We raise about 87% of our budget. So we don't rely much on grants and quite honestly, because they're not available.
Yeah.
And then city and county are always a battle sometimes, depending on who you're battling with, right? So, that's kind of the game you play.
But when you charge and stuff, you do make some money because you're able to charge for the shows
Sure.
and the performances and all
Sure.
that. So that helps a little bit.
Oh,
doesn't it?
absolutely. And we raise, we get pretty close.
Yeah.
We do. But
is
things,
good that-
things have changed since the pandemic.
Yeah.
People's viewing habits have
You
changed.
got that right.
And you all know that you're in this business. So, ticket sales aren't what they used to be.
No.
People have so many choices. They want to, they want to experience now. Some people would rather go spend a whole bunch of money on one show and not,
Yeah.
So it's a it's a hard thing to
Yeah,
do. It's a hard
yeah.
thing to balance.
Yeah.
And things
How-
are more expensive too.
How do you determine your ticket prices? I mean,
Well, I determine it, and I haven't raised ticket prices in.
because they say
10
it's very
years.
inexpensive.
It is very
Yeah.
expensive, and I try to, maintain that. So for me, it's a juggle of, how much it's going to cost me for the performers, and then just the performers have a base fee, and then they have backline, which is they need some instruments because they're flying in.
Right.
Then they need some fun to eat, and
Yep.
they had a place
Yeah,
to
there's-
sleep.
yep,
So
yep.
there's a lot of stuff
Oh,
on
yeah,
top of that.
yeah.
So, and I go get sponsorship. I mean, I go out and ask for corporate sponsorship, and so a big part of my job is to do that. Yeah. So I have to get everything we do sponsored.
Yeah. How hard is that? Sometimes
It's hard. It's we have a giving community. It's just me, and so it's it's a
a little hard.
but it's a I like doing it. I know that's kind of crazy. I enjoy going to tell our story. It's a good story. I mean, I see what happens from the art. So it's not just about I talk about it a little different now, especially to our elected officials, because we are an economic driver in downtown Hopkinsville, and we're the biggest one.
Yeah, because that was my how has it helped support local artists, performers, or tourism?
Absolutely. Well,
So, yeah.
it's huge.
Yeah.
And
And I figure because it's one of the biggest things in downtown Hopkinsville, because it's very
is.
and it's almost like in the 1940s and stuff. When you see it and it's at night, it's bright because it has the Alhambra with the lights
Fan,
around
yeah.
it. It does. It makes you feel that
nostalgia.
Yes.
Well,
and-
I mean, it's the driver downtown. So
Yeah,
when we're
it
busy,
is.
then
It is.
our restaurants are busy,
Yes.
which is great. And
Yes.
our, the shops are
Yeah.
busy, and people are
Yeah.
coming in and spending the night, and they're staying in hotel rooms, and so we really generate
Right.
our our own, and people come, especially on our our jazz series and some new things we're doing that way. I mean, we're getting people driving in from all over Kentucky. I mean, to come in and spend the night because
good.
they've
That's a
they've
tourism.
making
that's
making
they,
a trip
they,
out of
they're
it.
making
Yeah.
a whole trip out of it.
Yeah.
So they want to know where the
Yeah.
peak shops are. They want to
Yes.
where can you come down here and
Absolutely.
come to Oak Grove Gaming? Can you where can you eat?
Yeah.
So it's a huge economic driver
For the
and-
whole county.
for the whole county.
Not
And
just
I mean,
for Hopkins,
yeah.
but it is for the whole county too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
that's my battle, and that's
Yeah.
the story to tell, and
Yes.
and people cut the arts first a lot of times, and that's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, we've just gotten our Kentucky Arts Council's been cut. I'm on the board of our Kentucky Arts Council as well. So again,
It's rough.
It's
It's
rough. I mean, the grants that some of the grants that we receive, the National Endowment Arts grants that we apply for. I mean, again, the National Endowment of Arts is on the table to be cut. I mean, so it's a very unstable world, and which is really
Stressful too.
Yeah, it's probably harder for us
Yeah.
now than it really
Yeah.
was in the pandemic.
Do you
in a
get
way.
the same sponsors every year, or is it
Well, you're-
different, or does some of the sponsors say, not sorry, but I just can't do it this year?
All of the
or-
above, and I mean we're in a smaller place. We're in a little bit smaller place, but we have very loyal sponsorships,
That's
which
good.
is great. But then there's some circumstances that things happen. So a company sells, or they move out of the, or they, we've had some instances last year, especially that hurt us. But we're always looking, for new sponsorships and new ways to get people involved in our educational program. Sometimes is a way to bring people in. The jazz festival sponsorship is great because it's not a huge sponsorship
Right,
amount, so
right.
you can, and then you get there's a lot of exposure. Our Nutcracker we do.
Is that your favorite?
We do 5 shows. I love to see the Nutcracker. I love dance.
Yeah,
I really do. I really like dance. And we've had Alvin Ailey here before twice. So I mean, I was very excited to be able to bring somebody of that caliber to a lot of these kids. It's the first time they ever see anything different, and anything like this, or feel that they found a place that they
Right.
belong. And so.
How difficult is it to get the word out on
Well,
some things?
It's not difficult. It's costly. Marketing is expensive,
Yes.
and Facebook and social media is one of our ways, and then that's kind of changed a lot of the algorithm. All of those ways have changed. So, you really have to be deliberate, and so that's a challenge.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we're trying to do in the next few years is to have some more money to be able to tell our story a little bit better and a little bit wider reach, because we are pretty regional. We are getting we get a lot of people from the region that come in. So, it's difficult, but doing things like this helps so much.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because somebody will hear it and go, I didn't really know
They'll
all
hear it,
that.
and then we have it on YouTube too. So
Yeah.
we
And
we post it, and they can
it's
see it.
so
and stuff.
helpful.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
helpful. Sometimes it's just people just don't know.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I think that's what Scarlett's question was. What's the biggest challenge?
Yeah, I usually always ask everybody
Yeah.
what is the biggest challenge, and I guess the way I'll ask you, I mean, you've been there for 14 years, and you came in, it was in pretty rough shape. You've worked to get it back up. What would you say from when you started to now was your biggest challenge, and then right now, what is usually your biggest challenge in your day-to-day?
Well, I think initially the biggest challenge was just we didn't have any money. So it was, and we had about operating money for about a month. So that was scary, and it was just myself and Dorsann Russell, who's been working at the Arts Council for about 27 years. So she's our, holds all of our knowledge, our institutional knowledge. But, that was certainly scary, but in an exciting way. And for me, I was very lucky because I think this was my passion job and the one that I, was meant to find. And I didn't find it till I was in my 50s, right? So that's kind of cool, right? So, that was the biggest challenge there. How do we do it? And then incrementally we figured that out. And the biggest challenge now is how do we keep it going? And how we've built it, and we want it to go. We want it to be sustainable, and we want it, so that's what I'm trying to figure out. That and raising some money is going to probably be involved in that.
Yeah. Money always has
Mon-
to be
yeah.
involved somehow.
Unfortunately, when I started, I'm like, how it's the Arts Council.
How hard can it be?
How political can that be?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Or
then
how
I-
hard and
how-
political?
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Never knew.
I
So
never knew.
I found my husband sometimes says, "Well, why don't you just put a moving card at you all at the house and just take whatever you want, and put it down at the theater." Anyway, it is a passion. I really don't look at it as hard because it is such a passion.
Because you love doing it.
I love
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it.
What did you do before?
So, a lot of things that led me to this. I went to the University of Kentucky for 1 year, and then went to Mobile, Alabama, to finish college. And on the Gulf Coast, then I wanted to get back closer to Nashville. My parents were here. So I went to work for Ruby Tuesdays and transferred from Mobile to got to Nashville and ran a Ruby Tuesdays for about a year and a half. And then I had a hostess and two cooks, and their names were Hiller. And I don't know if you all have ever heard that name, Hiller Plumbing, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so their father, Dan Hiller, would come in to pick these kids up. They were high school kids, and his daughter and his two sons, right, Jimmy and Danny, and they were cooks. And he kept saying, you got to get in sales. You got to get in sales. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can sell anything,
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Of course, my dad, I come from a long line of it. So after about a year and a half in my 20s, running a restaurant, working, 92 hours a week, but there was my restaurant, right? And I got into sales and communications sales, and we were selling pagers, and I was around when cell phones first came out. So I was in that business for 18 years, and out of Nashville, and grew up in that business, crazy business. We merged a couple times. I was the first female vice president in our company, which I was really proud of that. And they kind of grew with that company, and it was kind of a telecommunications boom, or bust at a period of time. And I had about 157 employees one time, and I kind of got rid of most of them down to 30, and then I finally took the package and said, okay, I'll go too. Enough, right after
Enough's
18
enough,
years.
yeah.
So I came back to Hopkinsville, and I was like, well, what am I going to do? So I started my own business, and I became a stylist for a clothing company out of New York.
Really?
And I did that for 20 years.
What?
And really a couple years ago, just just because the company went under. But did that for a long time, which was really neat because I was in such a male-dominated industry for so long, and then I got to meet all these great women. And you know, my parents were from Hopkinsville. I only went to high school there, so I had not, until I married my husband, had not, you know, really. And commuted back and forth to Nashville for the first 11 years. So I hadn't spent that much, a lot of business time in
Right.
And I got involved in the Arts Council Board. I had some time. I wasn't traveling all the time. And so I started this, and in this business I did out of my home, and I saw women and I helped them dress. And
It's so
it was wonderful.
amazing. That's so cool.
It's so like I love hearing the difference in like I mean,
Yes.
restaurant and then
And then-
sales, and not just sales, but sales with like cell phones, like you know that kind of sales,
And then jump into
into fashion.
That's
I
right.
mean,
What? How did that happen?
and now you're in theater, which
Yeah.
I mean the fashion
It's kind of all
theater
and I bought a restaurant a year
can be
ago. The
okay.
Krusty Pigs.
yeah,
so
yeah,
Oh, I didn't.
yeah.
Well, I've heard good things.
Crazy. Thank you. It's crazy. But
Because
anyway.
it's you and another partner.
Two other girls.
Two good other
Mindy,
girls, yeah.
Mindy Hargrove
Yeah.
and Mallory Lawrence.
Yeah.
So all of that you needed,
Oh.
all of
Yeah,
that
and I worked in
experience.
dinner theater in college.
Oh my goodness.
So it all ties
It kinda-
together
it kinda
for
all
what
does.
you didn't know
Yeah.
you were going to be doing
That's right.
in
Yeah.
the future. I love that.
I
love
kinda love that too.
Wow.
And then the Arts Council I knew it needed some help, and some people on the board said, you know, would you consider it? And I mean, I said yes. In a soft spot, in a soft moment, because it was a very hard yes, because there was no money. I mean, so it's,
Right,
you know,
yeah.
and but it's been the most rewarding thing I've ever
Yeah.
done. So
Wow.
you know, so you get lucky sometimes.
Wow.
Did it take you a while to? Did you already know the history of that
No.
Alhambra? Or did you?
Well, I knew I'd gone as a young girl. My parents, we moved around the southeast when I was growing up, and my parents we moved from Charlotte, North Carolina, back to Hopkinsville when I started high school. So
Okay.
a little bit of culture shock. Although my grandparents had been here, so I knew the area. But so I just went to high school and left. So I'd been to the Alhambra. I can remember my last movie I saw in there, and I remember how gross it was. And I was like, I can remember walking up the aisle, you know, as like a
goodness.
15-year-old kid going,
Oh.
"Ooh, this is gross," you know.
What is dropping off?
Oh, you always felt like mice were running in your features, you know. It's always that. So, so it's very weird. And then I was a little girl. My mom took me there because at that time it was bustling. So I was, you know, when downtown Hopkinsville was bustling too in the 60s, the early 60s.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think we didn't live here, but we were close enough in the area. My mom was very pregnant with my brother, and I think her story was she took me to a movie at the Alhambra, and she started down the street to walk down. And I just had a meltdown and laid in the street, She just had to roll me down the street. So, I've had a long history with the Alhambra.
I see.
I can see it.
In some ways, and then so when I got back, but it's a place that I love being there every day. You know, I call her a she.
Of course, absolutely, absolutely. So who ran it before you?
So a lady by the name of Carol Barta.
Okay.
And Carol's great lady, and she's still around and comes and supports us. There were several. Jennifer Maddox was an early director. Jennifer was really young. She's still around and a great great supporter. Sandra Kalajian, she coined the name our SMARTS series, Students Meeting the Arts.
Oh.
And she passed away a little while ago. And then there was a lot of really cool, dedicated women that really helped save that theater. And we have a lot of them recognized by stuffed mice. We have mascots, and we have stories, animated
my goodness.
animated cartoons.
So cute.
That is.
My niece is an artist, so she did some the animated cards, the animation for us, and so Butch is one of them. I mean, Butch was the first, our tech director, and then we've got Ruby, and Ruby donated our Steinway, and we've got Imelda. Imelda was Steve Gorman and the Gorman clan's mother. Steve being a big musician with the Black Crows, you may remember him. They lived in Hopkinsville. She was the same age as the theater. And she died last year, but she was a firecracker. And I mean, I would go pick her up before every show and bring her to the shows. And I kind of adopted her as a mom. Jane, we have a Jane Chapman. She was very instrumental in helping the theater in the 80s, not become a parking lot. We've got newspaper clippings of to vote on whether or not you would like to see the Alhambra kept or torn down.
Oh, wow.
That is so cool.
Wow. It's a good thing they voted to keep it.
It's a good thing they voted to keep
Yeah,
it.
because it is one of the things, and
It's a beautiful theater.
It
really
is. It's nice, and they upgraded. I mean, I went in there, and I mean, you can even have rooms to rent for like meeting rooms, right? I mean, do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we have when we went into the theater, there was not a lot of place for us to grow except up. So there was some space above the lobby, and it was a space that was kind of they were small offices, so there was never. And then we owned a little bit up there. It was our old film room, and so we. The county agreed to let us, move up with it. So we have an elevator, and we have we got to kind of play with the true Art Deco look at that room. The downstairs theater renovation, we really tried to keep it very aesthetically looking like it did. We uncovered an original entrance, which brought a lot of light in, and so we left that uncovered. But we wanted people have been coming to that theater for, almost 100 years. If they're still, so they have a lot of memory attached to it. But upstairs is fine. But we incorporated, it was very well thought out. The fabric looks like piano keys, and some of the fabric in the seats look like film reels. And we used a lot of the old orange and black tile that was on the front of the theater. I kept a lot of it, and we made the bar out of that. We have the original lighting console, GE lighting console that was on stage. We brought it up there, and we hung one of the fire doors as an art piece. So we really tried to keep, and we've got a piece of the old marquee sign because that was upgraded in 2017. So we tried to keep the integrity of what she is. We've got a lot of old black and white photos of the architect and some things that we don't, there's not a lot of photos from back then. We're doing, since we're coming up on these milestones, we're trying to encourage people to, or if they have any particular memories or memorabilia or pictures, to get those to us.
When is the anniversary, the 100 years?
So in 2028.
Okay. So do you have
May
big plans?
2028.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna
we're
have
working
big
on it.
plans,
Yeah.
big plans to celebrate that 100 years?
We are. We're planning it now. In fact, I'll be
You
going
have to plan 2 years in advance.
Yeah.
I mean, to do
This
any
fall,
of
I'll
this,
be going to pick all the shows for that year. It's crazy.
It is nuts.
You do that, and you don't know if you have a dime, right?
I
You're
know.
like,
We don't know. Whatever. We're just
you
gonna
kinda
go.
do, but yeah.
We're gonna go with it.
Yeah, sometimes you have to.
It's
You
a
just
great.
gotta
It's
trust it.
it's not the best business plan, but it's a great leap of faith.
Yeah, that's what you need. That's all you got to live off of.
Exactly.
A little bit of faith.
Oh
Exactly.
my goodness. If someone's never been,
Right.
what is the one event that you would absolutely say do not miss?
Well, I think any of the live shows are going to be fabulous because we've really vetted them. They're good music, good solid music. Even if it's something that you don't, think is going to appeal to you. Even if you think jazz, I don't know if I could sit there and listen to jazz. Well, these are really cool shows. One of them may be a Frank Sinatra show or something, Ella Fitzgerald, Billy. I mean, there are things that you'll find that live music, if you keep an open mind, it can it'll fill your soul up. And it's just that only time that we have to set aside what's going on in our head for an hour and a half and be with other people. And you're not sitting at your house streaming it. You're around other people, and that show will never sound like that again. So it's an experience. So I would just say any live show would be
The live shows.
Some live performances would be anything. If you like to go to a play, all of the Campanile productions are just wonderful. They're going to be doing Come From Away this fall.
Do you determine those tickets?
No,
Okay.
I
So
don't.
they determine those tickets.
We partner with them on the
Right.
Christmas show, but they determine. They determine what shows they're going to do. And then
Okay.
we partner with them to on the theater and
Right.
make sure the theater's
Right.
there and care for them while
Right.
they're there and that kind of thing.
Right.
We're doing a yacht rock show, a big yacht rock show this this August.
What is that?
So yacht rock is kind of the music you would listen on a yacht, and it's really popular.
Okay.
So it's all that Ambrosia and Christopher Cross, and that kind of music
Okay.
you'd go out on the lake, and it's kind of pop. It's just real pop. Everybody can sing to it. Steely
Okay,
Dan,
cool. Okay.
all of that. So that show's going to be a lot of fun. We do a fundraiser every other year called Dance with Our Stars.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy. So
yeah.
this is a Dance with Our Stars year.
Yep. Is this?
This is
Yeah,
a year,
yeah.
September 5th. So that's pretty crazy.
Oh my God, I can.
It's just crazy.
It's just yeah.
So I would say don't be afraid to come listen to a type of music you might not know that you love.
Mm-hmm.
The Sade show that we're gonna have in April. That's our next big show, and we've
Who is it? What is it?
Sade.
Sade.
And so there. I mean, it's not Sade coming. It's an evening with Sade featuring Shauna Tucker, who's this wonderful singer, and Christian Tamber,
Gotcha.
who helps me curate all the smaller jazz shows. So this is just a bigger
Okay.
show. But Sade is pretty popular. She's up for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year.
Oh, nice.
So, Smooth Operator.
Yeah.
That's her song.
Okay.
Those are her songs.
Yeah.
And then the Steel Drivers will close out this year. That's May 23rd. And the Steel Drivers are great friends.
May 23rd.
Good friends of ours. And this is the band that's just Chris Stapleton came from. And Tammy King is a dear friend of mine. And they put on a great show. And it's always a big show for us. So, you can try something little. You can come see It's a Wonderful Life at Christmas, or you can come see a big fun
I like
show.
to see a live play.
A lot of places they're great.
Those are.
So Come From Away is do you know that story? So this is the 25th anniversary of 9/11 coming up, and so this is about the town in Newfoundland that all the planes were pulled down, and so for 8 days or 8, 9, 10 days when there were no flights, this small town of 800 people took in 7,000 people and took care of these folks. So it's a wonderful story. So they'll be doing that this fall. Then we'll do a Christmas Carol, and that's a nice thing to do. That's the second week of
Do you do
December.
that every year? Christmas Carol?
This is the third year.
Okay.
And then this next spring they're going to be doing Frozen, so that'll be a big musical.
Oh, the kids are gonna
They'll
love that.
They just did Legally Blonde, which was great. So it was good, really, really good, and a big show. So so live plays are great.
Those
I
are-
love.
yeah.
I mean, we love it all.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of all the schools have their performances
Yeah.
there, and we're raising great actors up there.
That's good. That's
It's nice. It's
yeah,
great.
and it's educational.
I've been there long enough now that I've seen kids, absolutely grow up there, and it's so special to see
Yeah.
them.
So where do you see it 5 years from now?
5 years from now,
What do you
I
see?
see that we have completely, achieved the goals that we're getting ready to set ahead for us, and I think we'll have some a younger version of me in there running it every day. I'm gonna move to more of the just the raising money kind of side of it,
And somebody else take over the.
Yeah, and I think we're going to be stronger than ever. I think
Yeah.
we'll have started a couple of more series. We're trying to work on a jazz festival. We're partnering to try to create a community orchestra there and chorus. So I think we're going to be going stronger than ever.
I think that's so cool that you're bringing out a lot of performers.
Yeah.
And making them. I just think that is so awesome that what you're doing.
Well, thank you. I think it's awesome
Yeah.
what you all do. We're doing the Derby this year. That's a big fun
Are you
thing.
doing the Derby?
We're doing the Derby.
Okay.
That's fun.
Tell us a little
That's
bit about
fun.
that.
So we've done a thing. Oh, excuse me. We do 2 fundraisers a year. One for the Arts Council, and one for the Alhambra. So this is for the Arts Council, and it's usually called Picnic. It's called Picnic with the Pops, but this year we're doing Derby style, so we're doing it inside so we can watch the Derby. So we've kind of sold different areas of the theater, and we will open the gates, open the doors at 4:30. There's different types of tickets you can buy. There's a Millionaire's Row, which is really I think sold out, but lots of room in the theater. We'll watch the race. We're going to have a very nice silent art auction going on at the same time, and we're working with a local group, Wonderfully Made Workshop, that has some beautiful jeweled horses that are going to be for sale. Then we have an after party, which is
Ooh.
cool. And
Everybody likes those after
everybody
parties.
likes the after party. So we've got a really fun '90s band called Saved by the Music, and they're local to this area.
Okay.
And so it should be a lot of fun.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Saved by the Music.
You'll have a
yeah.
wristband on, so if you come, you can come just to the after party if you want. You
Yeah.
can come watch the Derby after the Derby if you want to go down to Hopkinsville Brewery and get a beer, the Krusty Pig, or the mix. So walk around, you can, as long as you have your armband, just like the Derby. You can get back in.
Can you buy the
Right.
tickets on the website, or do you have to tell us a little
You
bit
can buy
about
all the
what-
tickets. All our
yeah.
tickets are available online through our
Okay.
website, pennyroyalarts.org. And I would encourage you to only buy tickets for our events that way. There's a lot of people that scam tickets, and it's happening right
Yes.
now with our next two shows. We've got somebody
Oh.
trying to do Sade and Steel Driver tickets, trying to sell tickets for $200. So no, our tickets are $50. That's as much as our
Yeah.
tickets are going to be. And neither of those shows are sold out right now, so you can still get
Yeah.
tickets.
But
and
go on
they go on
your
our website. Don't buy them from a third
Right.
party because it will be a scam.
We've had some issues with like
We-
vendor stuff.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that will
Yeah.
get on our Facebook pages and be like, "Oh, we're still accepting vendors,"
Yeah.
and put their information on there. And we've had to go in and like remove them and be like, "We will never we're not.
This is
going
not
to
how we're
do
doing
that."
That's not how we do it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard. But, I mean, I know nationally there's been some legislation that's been tried to, been passed because other than the consumer certainly gets damaged, but the venues get, because they're standing there at your venue with they've paid somebody else
Yeah.
$200.
Yeah.
And it
What
looks-
are you going to
yeah,
do? And
yeah,
so what I'm going to
yeah.
do is to try to, I'm going to
Yeah.
let them in if I can.
Yeah.
Because,
Right.
Yeah.
But that's, it always hurts the little guys.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, because she had to go on Facebook and
Yeah, I had to
delete
comb
some-
through and block a
Yeah,
lot of people
block
them.
because it just and it was almost instant. Like
Yeah.
you get like 5 or 6 of them on there, and it was
just every time.
And then I try to make a post and tell people, watch out for scammers, watch out. And I do think that our people know,
They're getting,
like they've gotten
they're
good
getting a
about
little used to-
not reaching,
yeah.
like, not getting scammed. I don't think we've had anybody call and be like, hey, I paid so-and-so and I didn't realize it was a scam. But I still want to make sure,
yeah, well, you
because
do.
they're out there.
Yeah.
And it's so easy for people to scam nowadays with social media.
They do.
you know?
I mean, I was in the grocery store and this lady, she's like, 2 questions. Is Sade really going to be there? And I said, well, it's not really Sade. I mean, it's not Sade coming. I wish it was,
Yeah.
but she's not touring right now.
Yeah.
And don't pay $200
Right.
ticket. Go on our website
Right.
to buy a
Yeah.
ticket.
Right.
It's a great show, and you'll want to see it, but don't buy
Do you
it.
guys normally sell out though? I mean, when you
You
have the
know,
big ones, do you guys sell
we
out
do.
to?
We do. I mean, again, that has been tougher to do since pre-pandemic. I mean, right after the renovation, 2018, 19, up to 20. I mean, we sold out every show we did, and then the pandemic hit, and then the first full year back, 21, 22 was people were ready to come out, and then some things changed.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to stay at home. I'm going
Yeah.
to watch it at home. I'm
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
not
yeah.
do that.
A lot of people
I'm
are
not gonna,
doing that.
I'm not going to
staying-
get around people. I don't want to be around
Yeah.
that many people. I
Yeah.
don't, so
Yeah.
it's been this has been more of a struggle.
Especially if you've had it.
Yes.
And
So it's been more
Yeah.
of a struggle. But
Yeah.
We run a clean operation down there. Not only smooth, but clean.
clean. There you go. Smooth and clean.
So we're conscious for we're conscious of all that, but so we try to. That's the goal. I mean, if we did, then we dang near could support ourselves.
Right. Right.
But we
Right.
don't, and and things are more expensive now.
They
Gosh,
are.
and I mean,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
afraid to see
They are.
I'm afraid to see what gas is going to do to some of our
Ugh.
touring. So
Stop.
so that's
Yeah.
I mean, so those are the things I think about. We keep our concessions really,
I was going to ask
really
that.
low,
Next one was the concessions.
and we do specialty drinks for the shows, and we've kind of beefed up our experience before a live show. And if you're a season ticket holder, the hall upstairs, that area we talked about, you can go up there, and we have some food up there you can buy before the show, and just gives you a nice extra place to. Safe place. One of the things I love is, people know each other there, and if you feel okay coming by yourself.
Right.
And that is the biggest area of tickets that are being sold right now are
It's
single
single
tickets.
tickets. because people know. Yeah.
So it's not. So we're going to kind of do something with that on our live series next year, just to and have a offer them a little incentive. Come up there, give her a drink ticket, mingle. It's a safe place. See some music, and it's okay to everybody kind of make some new friends.
You just have regular concessions, not like popcorn and.
We serve alcohol as well.
Yeah, alcohol, but like the.
Regular concessions.
yeah,
we
regular.
have a pizza warmer now.
Okay. There
that's
you go.
exciting.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
You laugh, but like my favorite thing when I go to the movie theater to get is a pizza. Yeah. Like me and my husband split a pizza every time we go to the movie.
I like the
kinda
hot
cool.
dogs.
Yeah, I like. I know. I like
the
hot too.
dogs.
I like hot dog too.
And the nachos.
Well, yeah.
I mean, with the cheese.
Yeah.
Our next dream is to get a catering kitchen, right? So we can do all this stuff. And then the next thing's cleaning up the cheese. What we do in the theater with the popcorn, and we sell a lot of popcorn.
Yes.
We have leaf blowers, and we start at the top of the theater and blow it all the way down. And that's.
I'm sure you got great maintenance people to take care of that.
We do, and we actually work with our work release program.
Okay, see,
and that's a true ministry for us, and we couldn't do it without it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
we have done that, and hopefully our teaching and providing some mentorship and some skill sets that these ladies can use.
Absolutely.
And we've hired several of them.
Yeah, well, that's good. See,
That's
I mean,
great.
I
I love that.
Yeah, I do too. So, is there a place where they can see all these events? Is it on your website? You have a Facebook page?
We have yes, but our website has everything on there, and it has all the descriptions of the shows. It's all being updated right now. We'll be announcing our new season at the Steel Driver Show at our May show, our next year's season. It's in the bag already. So. It'll be announced then. Our film series will come out sooner than that because we start those summer films obviously in the summer. Right now, our art camps are all on there. So if you have a little one that wants to participate in an art camp or a mural art camp or a theater camp, you can go ahead and sign up for that. And season tickets will go on sale as soon as we make the announcement. And then later on the summer, we'll put individual tickets to the shows on sale.
Nice.
And Jazz on Stage will probably happen about the end of the summer for that series for next year.
So tell us the website where if they don't know the website.
Pennyroyal, and we are Pennyroyals. Sometimes it's Pennyroyal. We're Pennyroyal, like the
with
loafer.
the R.
With the R. PennyRoyalArts.org.
Okay.
Spell it out, all lowercase, and we have a pretty robust website there.
This has been so fabulous.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this.
I did.
Got a little history lesson.
Yes, it's been a very good podcast. We're
Well,
excited.
Thank you all so much for letting us.
Well,
talk
is there
about what
anything
we
else
do.
that you would like to share?
No. We have a great volunteer crew. So if you're interested and want to volunteer for shows, we have that available. And a lot of people like to do that. You get to make some friends that way, and you get to sit. You always get to sit and watch the show.
Yeah.
So support your local theater and support your local arts. That's what I would say for
Most
whether it's in
important.
Hopkinsville,
Yeah.
Kentucky, or Oak Grove, or Clarksville, or Nashville,
it's
or
important.
wherever you go. It is very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there any questions that you have for her, Scarlett?
I don't think so. I think we kind of touched everything I could have thought about. So.
Well,
So, let's see. Do we have anything for Gossip in the Grove with Mr. Lee?
This is Gossip in the Grove with all the latest news and info.
I want to talk about this traffic that we're going to have for the next 8 months.
Let's talk about this traffic, Lee.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Pay off Walter Garrett.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I do want to let people know. Stay off Walter Garrett. It's just going to reroute you, so don't listen to the GPS. You're just going to get clogged up over here by the the Shell gas station.
Yeah, because taking a left turn is
Horrible. Taking a left turn, you can forget about it. You might as well take a right and do a U-E.
bicycles,
Right?
and motorized bicycles.
Right. But the traffic is going to be bad.
Yeah.
For the
Well,
next-
we
and we all know this.
yeah, and it's
I
bad.
mean,
It's been bad though.
right.
Yeah.
And
But it's gonna be worse.
way worse.
Yes.
This is episode 26.
Yeah.
We talked
by
about
episode,
Yeah.
maybe 40.
I have a feeling we're going to be talking about this traffic for a while.
Oh,
I mean, it's that bad.
the Wonder Truck.
Like the Wonder Truck.
Yeah, Wonder Truck's gone. Now we're talking about traffic. But it's looking around rush hour time only, right? Around 4
It's
o'clock,
crazy, right?
Yeah.
right? Am I right?
Well, yeah, I
And
think
every
so.
time I'm
I think
leaving,
so.
I know that. Right, Scarlett? I mean,
I agree. I think it is around that time.
Yeah,
I think
so-
that's what I haven't been stuck in it
right.
because I don't go that way, but I've seen it. And I do know when I went to get, because it was already starting back when I got the passes from MB Roland,
Yeah.
right? So I went to MB Roland in the middle of the day. It was like 1 o'clock, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
And there wasn't,
No
it was
traffic.
okay. It was
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
But I think later that day, it was backed up, and it's getting all the way back up to that RV
Yes.
place.
Yeah.
It's getting back.
On
Because
Walter
going left,
Garrett.
Walter
it's
Garrett.
going left is just so hard, and
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Just go right and either go down to the gas station and turn around, or go.
So
a different
everybody
way.
needs to just come to Hopkinsville. And we're going to entertain you. Here's the Alhambra Theater. You don't need to go anywhere else. We got you covered.
There you go.
No traffic.
There we
I
go.
got you down.
Yeah.
That's all that I have.
No more news or gossip.
No more news
No
or
more
gossip.
news or gossip.
That's-
He's our news and gossip.
I
person.
get that.
Yeah.
Now I know who I'm going to go call.
Yeah, if you have gossip,
Yeah.
send it in so
So
we
if that-
have something to present.
Right. But y'all heard it. If y'all get stuck in traffic, just go to Hopkinsville.
Go to
Go to
Hopkinsville.
Hopkinsville.
Just keep on going and go watch a play. It'll be all right.
Exactly.
We got something going on all the time.
And we'll be right back.
Gossip of the Week with Lee.
And we're back. So I really want to thank our special guest. Margaret, you have been such a pleasure. We have learned so much. Thank you so much for joining us on our Gossip in the Grove podcast.
It's been so fun. I mean, just really, really
It has
fun.
been
It's the
great.
best thing I've done
Yeah.
all day.
So now we're going to let Scarlett tell us where we can hear it and see it.
Great, yeah. If you're listening right now on one of our podcast apps, go ahead and subscribe, like it, and share it to all your friends. We are on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on Podbean, we're on all of the local podcast downloads. And then you can also watch us on YouTube if you want to see the video, and that will get shared onto our Facebook. So there's lots and lots and lots of ways, including our newsletter. We have the link to our newsletter too, so lots of ways to subscribe and hear us.
Nice.
And until next time, we are out.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for listening to Gossip in the Grove.